I stole my wife's car. Think she'll notice? The Fate of the Furious is directed by F. Gary Gray, who also directed The Italian Job, which also starred Charlize Theron and Jason Statham. And he directed A Man Apart, which had Vin Diesel in it. So it's pretty much fate that he would make a Fast and the Furious movie at some point. And after his success with the excellent Straight Outta Compton, I was pretty excited to see what he was going to do with this movie. I'm a fan of this franchise. I know that these films are supposed to be completely over the top, and that's what I want to see when I go see a Fast and the Furious movie. And in this film, Dom goes rogue. He goes against his team because Charlize Theron has got him by the balls. We don't exactly know why. We just know that she has some serious beef on him. And for that reason, he's starting to steal nuclear weapons and EMP devices, and we don't know what's going on. Everything about The Fate and the Furious is completely ridiculous, and that's exactly how I like it. I want these movies to be over the top. I want them to be absurd. In this film, Charlize Theron hacks into 1,000 cars in a city and sends them all hurtling after our favorite team of mercenaries. They're falling from the sky. There's like hundreds of them. Tyrese surfing on a car door on ice. I mean, what more could you possibly ask for? If you go to this film expecting a serious entertainment, if you go to The Fate and the Furious, the 8th Fast and the Furious movie, expecting it to be a wonderment of screenwriting, this is not a good idea. Don't go to this movie. The best way that you can judge whether or not you're going to enjoy this 8th installment in the franchise is to measure how long the stick is that's up your butt. If it's not too long, it's kind of like a little stick and, you know, it's just kind of in there and you're just a little jaded, well, then you'll probably enjoy yourself. But if you got a big old branch stuck up there, just don't even go, because you're just going to be like, that would never happen. That's implausible. That doesn't make sense. Why am I watching this movie? Vin Diesel keeps saying things in the exact same way over and over again, and every once in a while he just explodes and goes, "My fault!" Charlize Theron is perfectly acceptable as a Bond villain with blonde hair extensions. And if you look at her performance from that perspective, you're going to have a great time. The best part of this movie, easily, by far, and my favorite part of this movie, is the chemistry, or not chemistry, between Jason Statham and The Rock. These guys are mortal enemies and they get put in jail together. And every single scene with them I loved. And this film had a hard job. It had to make Jason Statham's character likable. Jason Statham himself is likable. He's one of the most likable action stars out there. But his character is kind of a murderous, horrible person. So to get him included on the team, they went the route of give him a little infant to care for. And so in that way, they open up the doors to kind of make you see him more as a human. And the scene in this film that absolutely lets you know that you are watching a completely idiotic film that knows it involves Jason Statham and that infant. And a nice little wave. I'm telling you, I think I annoyed the people who were sitting around me because I screeched with laughter so loud. This movie entertained me, okay? I don't go to Fast and the Furious movies expecting anything other than a lot of really loud car chases and action and Vin Diesel with his raspy voice. And if he doesn't start talking about family and how you never turn your back on family, well, then I would leave disappointed. I expect every single one of these movies to have long, overdrawn, cheesy monologues about family and then a whole bunch of like superhero moments where they're driving cars through the air and absolutely insane things are happening. That's what I want. As for issues with the film, the pacing of the second act really dragged for me. There's a lot of sit-down meetings with Kurt Russell and Scott Eastwood where they're all trying to plan what they're gonna do about Dom and his rebellion against the team. And it just goes on and on. There's all this talk about the God's Eye, that device that can find anything, anywhere, anyone. And I'm just like, can we just get to cars falling out of the sky, please? Let's get to the cars falling out of the sky. And of course, with every Fast and the Furious movie, there's always a moment where you're just like, no. No. But that's, again, what I want. Like, for some reason, there's this one series of movies that's extremely popular where I do not care if insane things happen. The Fast and the Furious movies, ever since the 5th one, have been the best bad movies that Hollywood is producing at a large, massive, big budget scale. Is it as good as 5? No, I still think 5 is the best. I think 6 might be a tad better too, but I do actually like this one more than 7. I'm gonna give Fate of the Furious a B. And just so you know, and it sucks that I have to say this, but since there are so many YouTube channels who have done sponsorships with cars before, which is something that I just, no. This really is my wife's car, and this is not a sponsored video. I just thought this would be fun to do it like this because cars, Fast and the Furious. Speaking of my wife, I should probably get home soon because she'll know if the car's gone for too long. She has like a radar for this, so I better get going. No, geese, no! No! Damn it! Canadian geese are crossing in front of the car right now. I wish I could show you.